I have two sections of cord and I'm going to link them into one another. And now we have that link there. When I push them together, I have that hole. That's what I'm going to place my brass rod through. Okay. Now when I pull these, since we have a 45-degree angle on both sides, I'm going to have cord that is higher on one side. You see how this side is higher? This side is higher than this one. So what I need to do is, if it's high, if it's on top, then I need to push it down below and rotate the strings around the rod. Okay, we do it again. See, on this side we have blue that's higher, red is higher on this side. See that? Okay, if it's higher, I push it down below and then I rotate it around the rod. Okay, with each turn I'll pull it tight. Again, if it's higher, I'll push it down, and you're rotating the same direction. Okay, since it's a mirror image, it looks different, but it's going to be clockwise on both sides, counterclockwise on both sides. So what I do is I pay attention to my right hand. I have the blue that's higher, and I'll do a clockwise turn and rotate around, counterclockwise turn and rotate and round, and I'll pull it tight. Okay. And once I get into a groove, I'll just say clock for clockwise and then count for counterclockwise. So clock and switch, count and switch. Clock, switch, count, switch. Clock, switch, count, switch. Okay. Now it braids up down below, so you just have to pull those out. But you're going to keep on going until you get the length that you want. And what I can do is push these together to really make it tight, or I can spread them apart. All right, and if I pop this thing off the rod, you can see that it'll stretch really thin, and you can make it a long spiral of bracelet. Now what we're gonna do is incorporate some cord into this buckle that I just picked up. I think it was like $6. I'll use girth hitches to incorporate our little buckle here. Over here we have a 1/2-inch buckle. But here's what it looks like. This one has no core in it. It's just the braids going around each other. This one has a section of gutted paracord, and that's what we're going to use for this version of bracelet we're going to do. And of course, if you used ungutted paracord, it would just be that much thicker. So here's our section of paracord. We're going to gut this out. There we go. And here's a little trick. If you're having trouble getting your cord through your buckle, what you can do is take a strand from the inside and we'll run it through. There we go. Then take your cord, thread it through to the midpoint, and just pull it on in. There we go. But what I don't like is the extra space on each side. So I'm going to run these through one more time so that I can fill up the entire bar. And so what I'll do is I'll just pull this open, I'll separate the strands, and then I'm going to use my trick to pull them through again. All right, so here it is. Let's run that through one more time. Pull. Perfect. And now I'll take these strands, and this is going to run through my loop. Let's get this all dressed up. So what I did to get this nice and dressed is I pulled the sides out and then I just brought them together down below. There we go. This time we're using red and gray. I just match up my ends and find the midpoints. There we go. Let's weave these together so that we have them linked in. Okay, I'll open up that window right there in the middle, and then I'm going to place my buckle right through. Okay, pull this tight. Okay, it's the same thing except for we don't have the solid rod to help guide us, but I have this red on top, gray on the top over there, and I'm just going to push it in. This time I'm going counterclockwise and rotate around and switch. Okay, bring my cords in the middle down, tighten up my braid. Now I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going clockwise, rotate those two, and then pull them tight. There we go. Pull the strands tight in the middle. And we're just going to keep going until we have all the turns that we want. All right, to make this a little easier so I don't have to keep pulling on the center strands, I placed them into my vise and I'm going to pull this up. All right, I've got to the point where I want to stop braiding. This is about as big as I want my bracelet to be. So here's what I'm going to do to terminate these 4 strands. I'll pull them tight, and first I'll fuse the strands on my right hand side. So I'll make sure that they're right on top of one another. I'm going to take my little pliers here, and I'm going to pinch them together. There we go, as close as I can to the braid. Once I'm good there, I'll take my scissors and I'm gonna chop them off about 1/8 of an inch away. Now I'll take my jet lighter and I'm gonna fuse a bead. While holding them tight, just make sure that I fuse it nice and together. You gotta make sure that you hold it tight until it's completely solidified. Don't let it go. Okay, that side is done. Let's go over to the other side. Stack them up. We're gonna pinch them together. Same thing. Chop it off 1/8 of an inch. It's looking pretty good. And make sure you do not touch that while it's molten. It will stick to your skin and it will burn you. All right, let's let that go. Once it's not so shiny and it goes matte, then you're good to go. With this little hammerhead section here that I have, I want to push it back through. And so I'm going to go in with my marlin spike. Here's my trusty marlin spike. And I'm going to just help feed some of this right on through. Push it this way. Keep going on this side. There we go. I only want about that much, and then the rest I'm just going to roll it through. Okay. Same thing for the gray. Pinch out just a little bit. Pull it out. Pull it out. There we go, and then we'll just roll it through. Okay, for this side, I'm going to feed my ends through. There we go. Now I'm going to feed it through one more time so we don't have that play in there. There we go. Okay, now with these two strands, I'm going to pull it tight. I'll pull it down below the buckle and around the back. There we go. Get that nice and tight. And same thing, I'll take my pliers, I'll pinch it right on top of each other. Let's get that nice and dressed up though. There we go, that's right on top of each other. 1/8 of an inch. If this creates extra slack in your bracelet, all you need to do is separate these just a little bit. Make sure it's nice and even. All right, there it is. Now, part of the reason I like to do this fuse here on the black inner strand is because I want a breakaway. I don't like making bracelets that if you get them caught, it's not going to break, except for your wrist. But we want this to separate and then it'll pull apart. I think since we have this pin here, that would give way. Now, if you look close at this bracelet, you actually end up with kind of a square braid. You can see it's flat on this side, flat on this side. And then the way you braid it, we can follow it down, and it's just like a big spiral. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, you can pick up one of your very own marlin spikes. It's my design. We can even engrave it for you or tie the Turk's head knot.